What's your strongest opinion or political opinion right now?
My strongest?
Yeah, because I'm kind of here to debate you, so I kind of want to hear what I want to hear what your biggest gun is.
Well, let's do it this way. Why don't you tell me something and we can, I have
Sure.
lots of opinions. So.
Awesome. All right. I don't think college is a scam. So.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know if you agree with that, but it's on all your shirts, so I would assume you agree
well,
with that.
I did write a book. So how about this? What would you say is a scam?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of on you to tell me what the scam is, because you're making the claim
let's
here,
define
right?
what a scam. Can we agree on what a scam is?
Can you give me a definition first? Because you're the
How
one making the
about-
claim.
How about if 40% of your customers don't get the product?
Sure.
Is that a scam?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends on like what your promise was when you gave the product in the first place, right?
Okay, so how about if you go to Chili's and 40% of your customers get food poisoning?
I kind of reject your equivalency here, because you're saying that there's an actual necessary like return on what you're asking for, when college in and of itself doesn't necessarily say that you're going to get this. There might be a hold on.
I'm talking about graduation
There might
rate.
be a cultural.
I'm talking about a graduation. So what is the national graduation rate?
I mean, you tell me.
59%. How many
Okay.
of you know someone that dropped out of college? Everyone hand goes up. Yes.
That's me.
41% of kids that go to college do not drop out.
Yeah.
What percentage of kids that graduate college get jobs that do not require a college degree 10 years after graduating?
I'm not sure.
Over half.
Okay.
So the degree's useless for over
Well,
half
I feel like
of the...
hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. You just spoke.
So,
Let me.
no, debate
All right,
those two
fair
things.
enough.
Graduation rate and whether or not a college degree is useful in the marketplace.
Well, I mean, you're kind of saying that like because people aren't, or like they're not, I guess, using their degree 10 years from like when they got it, that necessarily means that like college is useless. But you're kind of like forgetting, like if I do a job, right, like any of the people working here, right, they work for you maybe 2 years, work at Turning Point, right? They take skills that they learn with them to a new job. So not necessarily that they are using everything they learned at this job and then taking it to the next one. They could be just like doing something completely different. So you could say that maybe their work here was useless, but you probably wouldn't think that, right? I think it's kind of the same thing with college, except that like you might not necessarily use your degree, but you're using skills that you got at college for your next job. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use it in the future.
I want to make sure you're understanding what I'm saying. The job that they get does not require them to have a degree, so they could have gotten that job out of high school.
Sure, but like
So they could have got the skills without the $100,000 in debt.
You're kind of like skipping the midpoint here, right? Because like if you learn something and then don't necessarily like use it at your next job, that doesn't necessarily mean what you learned before was like useless.
Okay,
so I think you're predicating this on like that college
what do
has
you
to
learn,
be something that you use in the future, right?
The vast majority of
Or the
students
sorry.
that enter college, what do you think they learn that is most useful in the marketplace?
Oh, that's a great question. There's so many things that you can use. You have interpersonal people skills. You have the ability to speak. You have communication classes where you learn how to make a speech, like I'm doing right now.
So you think,
have plenty of different
college
things.
is necessary to learn to give a speech, or
I mean,
interpersonal?
probably not necessary, but I don't really
so
know
it's
where
not
anyone
necessary. Okay.
Well, hold on.